It happens on a Tuesday. You wake up, grab your phone, and the headlines are the same in every language on Earth. The flu is gone. COVID is gone. Rabies, HIV, the common cold, completely erased. Overnight, some cosmic anomaly or genetic shift has wiped out every single virus on the face of the planet. By noon, the world is throwing the greatest party in human history. Hospitals are emptying out. Ventilators are being unplugged. People are ripping off their masks and taking deep breaths, believing we finally won the ultimate evolutionary war. We've just cured death itself. But nobody popping champagne realizes that humanity has exactly 30 days left to live. In the first few days, the planet celebrates like never before. Hospitals clear out in record time. Millions of people who were facing their final days suddenly feel perfectly healthy. Pharmaceutical giants watch in a panic as their stocks tank, while people on the streets hug each other and breathe free. We've finally cleaned our house. We've won the war. But that's where we've made our fatal mistake. We forgot that viruses aren't just diseases. They're the invisible, pulsing foundation that holds all life on this planet together. At first, everything seems perfect. No sick days, no lockdowns. The economy skyrockets because no one is missing work for a seasonal bug. But let's look inside your own body. Right now, trillions of bacteria live inside you. They help you digest food, protect your gut, and produce vitamins. And their population is strictly controlled by bacteriophages. These are special viruses that act like microscopic police. They ruthlessly kill off excess bacteria, preventing them from multiplying uncontrollably. And nobody thinks twice about them until those police suddenly vanish. Without bacteriophages, your microbiome goes haywire. Bacteria begin to divide at an explosive landslide pace. Your stomach bloats, your digestion completely shuts down. What was a helpful partnership yesterday becomes a lethal infection today, eating you from the inside out. And it's not just you. It's happening to every person, every dog, every bird, and every fish on the planet. By the third week, the street parties turn into pure animal panic. Pharmacies that were recently tossing out antiviral meds are now being stormed. Imagine the scene. Desperate crowds smashing through glass storefronts. Just to get to the antibiotics, people are fighting to the death over a bottle of pills. But what looks like a solution only leads to more heartbreak. Antibiotics stop working almost immediately. Without the pressure of viruses, bacteria mutate faster, aggressively swapping genes and creating the ultimate super strains. The hospitals we so joyfully closed last week are overflowing again. Only now the hallways are filled with people covered in inflammation, gasping for air from a basic staph infection that our immune systems used to handle with ease. The military sets up cordons. Doctors are collapsing because not a single known drug works anymore. A bacterial storm is swallowing the world's cities, but even that isn't the worst part. The real catastrophe is unfolding somewhere we rarely even look. Look at the ocean. Every single day, marine viruses kill about 20% of all microbes in the water. When these microbes break down, they release tons of nutrients into the sea. This is what plankton eats, and plankton, just so you know, provides half of all the oxygen on Earth. No viruses means no nutrients. Plankton begins to die off en masse. The water along the coasts turns into a thick, rotting, dead sludge. Millions of tons of dead fish float to the surface, poisoning beaches from California to Japan. Oxygen levels in the atmosphere begin to drop, slowly but surely, and that's when the governments step in. They realize we're flying into an abyss at full speed. An unprecedented, brutal race for survival begins. Laboratories that spent decades trying to kill viruses are now ordered to synthesize them back into existence at any cost. Top scientists are snatched from their beds and locked in underground bunkers. Resources become strictly rationed. Antibiotics and clean food are now only for those with special permits. You stand in an endless line for a water ration, knowing that if you don't get a pill today, a tiny scratch on your hand could kill you. Power concentrates instantly in the hands of whoever controls the remaining medicine. The state moves into every part of your life. Your health no longer belongs to you. At first, this sounds like a disaster movie plot, but it leads to a deep ethical conflict. This is what we wanted. Throughout history, humanity dreamed of a world without disease. And now we have to artificially create a plague just to survive. Imagine you're a biologist in one of those secret labs. The military comes to you and says, create a virus that kills this new bacterial superstrain. Do it by Wednesday. But as a scientist, you know your artificial virus will inevitably mutate. It might start killing people. The government is breathing down your neck. The crowd outside is suffocating from lack of oxygen and starving because the crops are failing. You're no longer a person with a choice. You're a function, an instrument for saving the species. You don't have the right to refuse, and you don't have the right to fail. We accidentally erased a key gear in nature's clock, and now we have to become nature ourselves. But can we really calculate billions of ecosystem connections? What's it like to play God, knowing that the slightest mistake in your formula will turn entire cities into mass graves? The weight of that guilt is enough to drive anyone insane. Looking a few months into the future, we're left with three possible scenarios. The first is the darkest, but biologically likely. We simply run out of time. The ecosystem collapses like a house of cards. Oxygen levels drop to critical points, and global food chains break forever. Earth becomes a barren rock with rotting oceans where only mutant bacteria survive. Humanity quietly fades away in their concrete boxes. The second scenario is hard realism. We manage to create rescue synthetic viruses, but the rollout is messy and the cost is high. The world permanently retreats into isolated sealed domes. To go outside or even eat, you have to inject yourself every morning with artificial bacteriophages to protect your gut. Your life now depends on the corporations making those vials. Your health is literally a paid subscription. Stop paying, and your own bacteria eat you alive. The third scenario is radical transhumanism. Since biological nature is permanently broken, we rebuild ourselves. To survive in a virus-free world, we pump nanobots into our blood. They replace our collapsed immune systems and destroyed microbiomes. We fully detach ourselves from the biological world once and for all. Man becomes half machine because a soft, vulnerable body of flesh can no longer exist without viral support. The ultimate paradox is that we've always seen viruses as our sworn enemies, the monsters on the evening news that we have to fight until the end. No, the truth is they are the pulse of this planet, the architects of our biology. Without this invisible, constantly mutating web of death and rebirth, life on Earth would simply choke on its own waste and collapse under the weight of its own growth. Sometimes the very thing that kills us is the exact mechanism that gives us the right to exist. Think about it. If there was a red button in front of you right now that would guarantee destroy every disease and every virus in the world, saving millions today, but risking the total collapse of nature tomorrow, would you push it? Would you be brave enough to take that responsibility? Let me know in the comments if you'd take the risk, or if you'd leave our imperfect, dangerous world just the way it is. I'll see you in the next video.